Hi y'all, this is Oklahoma Grammy. Today I'm going to make you my daddy's homemade chili. Now, his homemade chili called for 1 can of beer, but I'm going to omit that. But please, if you like beer and you want to put it in, then go ahead and do it. I'll give you the directions. You're going to use 3 pounds of hamburger meat. You're going to use 1 medium onion that has been cut, diced up really, really good. You're going to use 1 medium bell pepper done the same way. You're going to use 6 tablespoons of chili powder. You're going to use 3 tablespoons of cumin. You're going to use 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. You're going to use 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. I'm sorry, I couldn't think. I wanted to say chopped. Minced garlic. You're going to use 2 28-ounce cans of crushed tomatoes. You're going to use 3 cups of chicken broth. And you're going to use 2 16-ounce cans or a 32-ounce can of pinto beans drained and washed. Now what we're going to do is I've already made the hamburger meat. I put my salt and pepper already in it. You need to do that to your own taste. I'm going to bring you over to my stove and we're going to complete this. So I hope you stay with me and you'll enjoy this recipe. So now that I have you over here in my kitchen, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to our pan, and then I'm going to add the onion and the bell pepper, and I'm going to let it cook for a little bit. And I want to say for about 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, I'm going to take and put the garlic in it. And we're going to let it go for another couple of minutes because the garlic is already minced. That means it's already been pre-cooked. You can buy garlic in little containers at Walmart. A half a teaspoon will add to 1 clove of garlic. So, you might want to take that into consideration. Then after that, we're going to add the tomato paste and the cumin and the the chili powder, and we're going to add the chicken broth, and we're going to let that go a little bit, and then we're going to add the beans to it and the tomato sauce. So I hope that you'll stay with me while we're doing this. Here's our pan. Now I'm going to add the olive oil, and this is good for frying. Just a little bit because we don't want the meat or anything to stick. Now I got my little chopper at Dollar Tree for $1. So let me stir this up. As you can see, it's already pretty well chopped up and everything. I'm going to get me a spoon at this point. I'm going to need to add a little bit more olive oil because we don't want this to stick. And we're going to go ahead and add our bell pepper. I got this little chopper like thing at Walmart for like $9. So it's been just really, really good for me. It just kind of minces everything up. It chops it up really, really good. And the reason that I did this is because I remember being with my dad in the kitchen and stuff at an early age when he would do this. And we would sit there for 45 minutes just chopping the vegetables and everything that would go into it. By all means, if you need to add a little bit more olive oil, add a little bit more olive oil like I'm going to do. We don't want anything to burn. Now your vegetables don't have to be completely cooked because you're going to be adding liquid to it and they'll continue to cook in that liquid. Adjust your heat on your burners if you need to. Like I said, mine is pretty minced, so it's not going to take that whole 15 minutes to cook. The littler pieces cook very, very fast. I wouldn't say probably maybe 5 to 6 minutes at the most because they're so thin and they're chopped up really good. Like I said, this calls for 1 can of 12-ounce beer of any kind. But I'm going to omit the beer because I don't drink. Now the beer, all of the alcohol will burn out. It will just dissolve. So you won't have to worry about that taste or anything. Basically what it's doing is it's giving it a little bit more flavor when you use the beer. I mean, you're going to have a lot of flavor anyway, but you know, if you like the taste of the beer and stuff in your chili, then by all means, you know, I'll tell you when to put it in. Now you will need to have a lid for your chili because at the very end, once we put our last ingredients in, you're going to take and you're going to put your lid on it because you're going to turn it down for where it's just going to simmer, and it will have to simmer for 1 hour. So I just need to let you know this. Okay, we'll get back to cooking. See, my bell peppers and my onions are already pretty much where they need to be. It didn't take that long. That little chopper just kind of helped everything along. Now we're going to add the tomato paste. We're going to stir that in. Now we're going to add our garlic. Like I said, this is 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of garlic, the minced garlic. Or you can use 6 cloves of garlic if you want to mince them up yourself. And you don't have to go in, you know, the complete order that I'm doing this, you know. Now we're going to add our cumin and our chili powder. You want to stir each time that you put something in your pan. That way you get everything all incorporated. Now at this point is where you would put your beer in if you wanted to. But like I said, I'm going to omit that, and I'm going to add my 2 cans of crushed tomatoes. Like I said, you want to stir it after each time you put something in. Now if you add the beer, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to let that reduce a little bit before you put anything else in your pan. We're going to add our 2nd can of crushed tomatoes. Okay, and then we're going to add our chicken broth, our 3 cups. We're going to stir this around. Now if you want to help it out a little bit, where you know you're going to cut maybe 15 minutes off, because this is going to have to simmer for 45 minutes to an hour. Now the way you're going to know that it's ready, it's kind of thick already, but it will thicken up a little bit more. And you want to give the spices enough time to cook, and the garlic and the bell peppers and stuff like that. So now we're going to add our beans. Like I said, this is 2 16-ounce cans of pinto beans. You're not going to find a 32-ounce can, I don't believe, of pinto beans, unless you're very, very lucky. Walmart has a really big can, and then they have like a medium-sized can. I believe that it may be like a 26-ounce can. You can use that too. It doesn't have to be, you know, just perfect for what it calls for. You just go with the flow, and you know what, you try to use what you have in your pantry. Be very careful because the beans are already cooked. Now that we have this in here, we're going to get the lid and put it on, and we're going to watch it because like I said, it needs to simmer. So I'm going to turn this down probably to about a 5, well, maybe about a 4.5, because we don't want it to cook. We just want it to simmer, that way it can bring all the flavors together. So as you can see, I put my lid on my pan, and I'm going to let it simmer for 45 minutes. Y'all, make sure while this is simmering and everything that you stir this every now and then. That way it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan, because sometimes we forget to do that whenever we get busy and, you know, we do things watching TV or whatever. You know, just make sure you come and stir just every now and then, real gentle. That way, you know, it doesn't stick or anything like that. The chili has been simmering for about 15 minutes now. This is the time, if you like your chili spicy, take and put about a half of a jalapeno to a whole jalapeno that has been diced up finely, and you could put that in there. Or let's say you want salsa in there, you can do that. You know, whatever you like that makes it a little bit more spicier, this would be the time for you to go ahead and put it in. Our chili has simmered for 45 minutes now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it off the heat, and we're going to move it over to another burner, and we're going to let it set for 10 minutes. This is real important because it's still simmering and everything, and we need to let it come down a little bit before we serve it. And this is what I've got. And once we stir this up, as you can see, it kind of looks watery right now. Give me just a second and I'll show you. Take your lid off and put it in your sink. This is what our chili looks like. It is pretty thick. And letting this sit, it helps it to come down from temp, from taking it off of the burner. And as you can see, it's perfectly done. And it will thicken up just a little bit, not a lot. But as you can see, it's done, and I will serve it up in just a few minutes. And this is our bowl of chili. Now, I put cheese on the top of this, but you can put cheese, sour cream, green onions, some more peppers, you know, just whatever you like to eat with it. I'm having trouble with my tripod, y'all, so just give me a second. There you go. Y'all, if you like my video, I'm sorry. If you like my video, please give it a like, and please share it out for others to see how easy it is to cook. I'm going to serve my chili up with some homemade sweet cornbread. You can use whatever you like, and I sure do appreciate you watching. Bye.